How's it going, guys? Thanks for stopping by the channel. So, we're starting to kick off the year 2020, and for this video, I thought it would be fun actually just to look back over the past year and read to you some of the mean comments I've received for some of the videos that I've put out on my channel. But before I do want to thank you guys as the viewer and subscribers because I do read all the comments you place in my videos, and for the most part, they're really positive. And the number of subscribers has really gone up over the past year. So big thanks for watching the content. And so let's get into some of the meaner comments that I've received. So these first negative comments came from my recent State of the Watch collection at end of 2019 video that I did. And the first one is, what a load of shitters, get rid of them all. Well, thank you, Archie Luxury. I've never heard that one before. But it goes on. I've got another comment that says, a lot of work for you later to sell all the shitters. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm passionate about the hobby, so I don't mind buying, selling, trading watches. It makes for good YouTube content. So now I've also received some mean feedback from my 2018 year-end State of the Watch collection video. And the first one reads, this is pretty low end. Your top watch is a glycine. I think he's talking about the glycine combat sub. You could have avoided buying 4 or 5 of these watches that you did and get an Omega or an Oris. Well, friend, I do have an Omega now. It's great. But I also think that people shouldn't deny themselves getting more affordable watches. Like the glycine combat sub. It's honestly one of the best designed Swiss automatic watch in pretty much any price tier. So I highly recommend you guys check one out if you can. The next mean comment for the year-end 2018 State of the Watch collection is a bunch of shitters. It's an ETA movement collection, huh? Okay, so I think there are some watch snobs out there that just hate on people that don't have watches with in-house movements from prestigious brands like Patek and AP. But guys, I gotta be honest, I'm happy to have ETA or Selena movements in my watches because they're very tried and true movements, they're very cheap and affordable to service, and they're very durable. In fact, the most accurate watch that I own right now is my Zin 104, which has the Selena SW200 movement in it. It keeps better time than the Rolex Datejust that I recently picked up a couple of months ago. So I can't really complain. And the last comment, mean comment I'm going to read from my State of the Watch collection videos is, yawn, cookie cutter collection, they all look the same, no originality, no personality. So I'm not sure what this guy's getting at because I don't think I have a cookie cutter collection. I tend to lean towards watches from many different countries like Germany, Singapore, Japan, and of course Switzerland. And no personality. Dude, these watches reflect my personal watch journey. I buy them because I like them and they just match my personality. So the next set of negative comments come from some of my most viewed videos. This one stems from the review of the Citizen Promaster diver that I did about a year ago. And honestly, I think it's the best affordable Citizen Eco Drive watch you can buy. So if you're looking for a great no-nonsense watch, pick up a Promaster diver. You won't be disappointed. But the first comment here is, you always wear jeweler's gloves when handling a quartz cheapo. Heh. Yeah, you know, at that time, I tend to put on the jeweler's gloves just because I was really worried about smudging up the crystal or like the case backs of the watches I was reviewing. And the Promaster is actually mostly brushed, so that wasn't such a big deal. But it's something I wanted to do just to maintain the quality and image for you guys when reviewing the watches. I don't think there's any harm in wearing jeweler's gloves. You know, whether you're handling like a Casio or you're handling a Rolex. I respect all watches equally. And then I got another comment from the same troll. He's like, nice wrist shot. Glad to see someone with the courage to bring lycanthropy out of the closet. Wow, buddy. Thanks for using the thesaurus on that one. Yes, my arms are a bit hairy. I don't think I'm a werewolf, although I'm pretty sure that video was actually shot under a full moon, so who knows? These next set of comments come from my recent review of the Dan Henry 1962, which again is a homage to the popular racing chronographs from the 60s of that time. And the first mean comment, similar to the last one I just discussed, trim your arm hair, dude. Well, body acceptance is important. I'm very happy with my own personal image. I guess I could probably lose some weight, but my arm hair doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother my girlfriend. It certainly doesn't bother your mom. So, suck it. Okay, these next set of mean comments, they come from the reviews that I've done on multiple Steinhardt watches from the Ocean 1 line. And the first one is for the GMT that I reviewed. And this person's comment, please open your mouth when you talk. Now I wanted to mention this one because I've had people in the past mention that I do have a bit of a Turkish accent, and also that I do say and ah a fair bit in my videos. And guys, that's not intentional. I think the only way I could probably improve that would be to actually write out a full script every time I do a watch review. And I don't have the time for that, and that's not my creative process, so I'm not going to do that. I do apologize. The ahs and the accent, it's unintentional. I don't want you to think that I'm not careful about crafting this content or that I'm like uneducated. I do have 3 university degrees, including a PhD, so I'm doing my best, guys. And these next set of mean comments come from the head-to-head comparison I did between my Glycine Combat Sub and my Steinhardt Ocean 1, the red vintage edition. So the first comment is, not a very unbiased review in my opinion. Immediately you lean towards the glycine. Even the markers you used to cover the scores was glycine literature, and the reason behind it proves as such. So I think what he's referring to is when I put together that video, I did lay out a bunch of criteria which I reviewed each of the watches for, and the glycine warranty card just happened to cover up all the scores very well within the frame of my video. I don't think that was a biased review in any sense. In many categories, the Steinhardt outclassed the glycine. At the end of the day, the glycine did edge out ever so slightly the Steinhardt, but both were ranked extremely high. And again, I don't think it was very biased review. Another mean comment about this video was, I think he's referring to the glycine here. Thin case, odd that you would cite it in the area of durability. Are you afraid of bending it? No, I'm not afraid of bending that watch. Just mentioning physics to you, that it is less durable the less metal you have there. But honestly, the thin profile of a glycine is one of the reasons I love it so much. It wears very comfortably on wrist, and you can fit it under pretty much any dress or sports cuff. And the last comment from this video, nice glycine, but the Miltat or strap code oyster style bracelet has sharp edges like a dull knife scraping the skin, and you don't mention anything about it, as if you're not responsible for the marketing effects of its mere presence married to your glycine watch. If you don't understand this criticism, then you're not worthy of the viewer's attention, so goodbye to you. So that was a bit of a rant. I'm not actually too sure what this guy's trying to say, because I've owned numerous strap code bracelets, and there's no real hot spots on them. They're not that sharp, in my opinion. I buy them because they are comfortable, they have multiple layers of micro adjustment, and that particular bracelet fit very well on the Glycine Combat Sub. So sorry dude, I'm sorry if you had a bad experience with previous strap code bracelets, but I think that's very uncommon. So guys, that wraps up the mean comments I wanted to share with you from last year's videos. Thanks again for sticking around to the end of the video, and please consider subscribing if you like the content. And before I conclude this video, I'm just going to do a quick wrist check. On my wrist today, I'm wearing my latest purchase, which I got on Boxing Day. This is a Grand Seiko GMT, housing their first 9F quartz GMT movement. So I love this watch, especially on this silicone strap, and expect to see a review on this watch a little later in 2020. So as always guys, I appreciate your feedback in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.